Hi guys, how's it going? We have a review for you today again. This is Alien Man by Mugler, or Mugler. This is a cologne that came out last year, I believe, and it was kind of a follow-up to Alien, which is a female perfume that was very popular by Mugler, which I believe came out in 2005. So this is kind of like a long-awaited sequel, if you will, or counterpart. A lot of people didn't really care for this one when it came out. I guess I saw some mixed opinions, but I'll let you know what I think. Before I get into it, I just wanted to say sorry again that it's been like a week or so since I uploaded, but as I had said, I got a lot of these colognes to review, and I kind of wanted to wear some of them that I wanted to review first and really get them in my nose, if that makes sense. So I had like a nice baseline going in, even though I like to ramble, so who knows if my thoughts are going to be coherent today. Anyways, yeah, so a lot of people did not really care for this one when it came out, and I think that was just because, I don't know, it does smell a bit generic. It does smell very... There are parts of the cologne that definitely smell a lot like things I've smelled before, and I think maybe that's why people were upset, because they were expecting something very new and exciting. But let's take that aside. Let's just say how it smells on its own. I think it smells very good. I'm going to tell you right now. I think it smells really good. So I'm going to read the notes, like a general note breakdown. Just it'll help me talk about things for this one. It's I mean, I know I always say like it's really unique. Like I always say that, but again, it does smell unique in its own way, even though it smells generic at the same time. And I think that's kind of like the Mugler charm. It goes in this weird direction often. With Mugler colognes tend to do that. So for the top notes, we have smoked beechwood, dill, and anise. The heart, we have leather, cashmere, and osmanthus, which is kind of like a sweet, kind of fruity, sweet kind of floral. And the base notes, we have white amber. So when I first spray this, in fact, the first time I sprayed this, I got a incredibly strong, like campfire smell, like burnt wood, smoky, smoky burnt wood. And that's a smell that I enjoy. I really love the campfire smell, but I wasn't expecting that, and it was very strong. And you can't really put on a campfire smell and go out in public. You're gonna turn heads. The next couple times I tried it out, it was still there, but it was definitely toned down. So I think it was just because I had the sample and it was maybe concentrated or something like that. So you definitely get smoked beechwood, which is in the top of this. You're gonna get a woody smell, but it's going to be burnt smelling. It's going to be smoky smelling, very smoky. It's not going to be ashy. If like I could maybe like in Aventus, you kind of get that like kind of ashy kind of quality. It's not really like that. It's more like a smoked wood. It's going to be like I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. It kind of reminds me of like if you had a campfire going and you had the wood really nice and charred, and you poured water on it, and then you came back like a couple hours later and smelled that wood. That's what it kind of smells like. It's a very warm, powerful smell. It's very strong, so when you first spray this cologne on, it's going to be very, very strong. It's almost like, I don't want to say niche, but it is kind of like has niche-like qualities to it, where it's definitely intended for a select group of people at the beginning. And then you're going to get some anise coming through. You're going to get that licorice smell a little bit, like a nice, really warm, very, very slightly sweet kind of smell. And then honestly, that's where the generic part comes in for me. I get like just a generic woody men's cologne. Nothing super, super woody. It does definitely smell like a nice men's cologne, but it's on the warmer side. It smells like something you'd wear more in the fall or the winter, not really like a nice fresh cologne, you know what I mean? So it does smell generic when it starts to set into itself after like a nice half an hour or so, but I can't really complain because I like those smells. I like anise. I like the woody kind of warmer, men's colognes, and that slight bit of burnt wood at the top. It's really unique, and I like it. But again, like I said, it's strong, so you got to be careful when you spray this one. Now, after some time, I would say pushing an hour, you're going to start to get a lot more sweetness, and I think that's the vanilla that's pushing through, and you definitely smell vanilla. And, it's vanilla. You can tell it's vanilla. It's a nice vanilla, but it almost at times smells a little bit like marshmallows. I know that's not what the note is, but to me, I almost get a slight like marshmallow smell. And again, it just keeps amping up the weirdness of this fragrance, where it's like it changes a lot, and it's very unique, and I like the vanilla, and it doesn't really smell like strong marshmallow, but it kind of made me laugh because I smelled that campfire smell at the top, and then you smell the marshmallow, and it almost kind of made me think of like s'mores or something. But it's not a gourmand. It doesn't smell like s'mores. It's just in my weird head. I just kind of thought of that. And then, sorry, I have some notes over here. Then you're going to get some sweet florals, which I assume is coming from the osmanthus. That's going to peek through a little bit, and it's going to keep it sweet. It's weird as it is, because I said you're going to get like a lot of like, kind of like a dirty campfire smell at the top. You're probably might have people that will say like, oh, that's a sweet one. At times it leans itself on the sweet side with the marshmallow or the vanilla and the osmanthus, which is like a really kind of perfumey, sweet kind of floral smell. Very feminine, actually. But then at the same time, you have this like smoky, generic kind of woody men's cologne. So really, that's what you're going to get from this one. It's going to go in different waves, basically. It's at times you're going to smell it, and you're going to say, oh, it's kind of like a little sweet for me. And then at times you might come back and smell it and say, oh, okay, it's kind of like a more of a warm kind of men's cologne. It's a weird one. I would say projection-wise, I just have a sample, so I don't have the full bottle. But just from the sample, I would say I get about 2 hours of projection. It's not like an atomic projector, but it does last. It does project fairly well, and I would say I get about 2 hours. Nothing amazing, but for me that's okay. That's how I kind of tend to like my colognes. Longevity-wise, overall, you're probably going to get about 6 to 7 hours with this one, at least for me. That's decent. For me, that's pretty good. 6 to 7 hours. I would say 6 probably to be safe. So if like you're head over heels with this fragrance and you want to have it last, you might need to reapply it throughout the day. But for me, it lasted just fine. So, and if I could show you the bottle real quick, if you haven't seen, look at that bottle. It's a purple glass bottle. The top is the sprayer is plastic, I believe, but it's a cool bottle. It is fitting. Yeah, so the thing with this one is that it did come out last year, so it's still fairly expensive. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure how expensive it is, the exact price, but it's still fairly expensive, so you can't really get it discounted as far as I can tell. So this is one where, no, I would not buy a full bottle of it. I don't think I would even buy a full bottle if it was discounted, just because I do really like it, but I have other kind of woody kind of scents that I like a little bit more. But because it's so unique, it has some weird... it's fucking strange, man. It is really weird. I would definitely buy a decant, and I think I can actually get a decant of this, so this is one where I would get a decant of this. I don't think I'm going to get it anytime soon, because if I'm sure you could tell from what I've been describing, it definitely leans itself more into a fall scent. In fact, I think that this is a scent that would be fantastic in those a little bit chilly kind of days in the fall, nighttime, you're going out for a walk or something. This is a great scent for that. It's earthy and woody, but it also has that weird sweetness in it, and it would be great for that. Although, you shouldn't, now, to preface this, you shouldn't wear scents when you're going out camping. Don't wear scents, take all unscented stuff, just because of animals and attraction and all that, but this would be like a very good camping scent. It definitely smells like something you would expect when you're camping, with the s'mores and the fire and the wood and the wind coming through. It reminds me of that. It's another happy place of mine. I really like camping. So, I'm going on a little bit long with this one, but yeah, it's Alien Man. I know people didn't really care for it when it came out, but I like it. I really do. I really, really like it. It's unique. If you're looking for something that has a really very odd opening that might turn heads, and that's not really safe at the beginning, but then becomes safe, it might be for you. Again, it's a really weird one because Mugler tends to do stuff like that. And at the end, when it's really, really drying down, it's going to become very sweet with that osmanthus. It's going to smell a bit perfumey, so if you have to watch out for that. Also, I guess I should note, there is bergamot and lavender in this, I'm pretty sure. And you will smell that. You might. I definitely, once in a while, would smell hints of like a really kind of fresh cologne, like almost like not an aquatic, but just a nice fresh kind of springtime cologne. Just hints of it. I'm not quite sure why they put that in there, because you're only going to get like the tiniest hints. This is not a fresh cologne by any means, but it's in there and you might smell it a little bit. Just makes it kind of an enigma. Anyways, this was Alien Man by Mugler. Again, sorry I haven't uploaded in a bit. I was trying these out. I got a couple more that I have tested basically that I can get up. So, all right, thanks for 100 subscribers again. You guys are great. Everybody have a wonderful day. Peace out.